wall! Build that wall!
Build that wall!
Build that wall, boys. Let's go. Let's keep those dirty Mexicans off America, right?
Hey, they are welcome. They are welcome in this country. There's a right way to do it. Fill out your citizenship papers and come the right way.
No.
Hey, bro!
Stop showing your white privilege, bro. Stop showing your white privilege.
This guy's not actually with them. He's pretending that he's trying to sabotage the thing. But
I mean, that's why he's building that wall.
No.
This is my second of fame. Hold on. What's up? Say it again, sir.
So, trying to figure out why you were saying racist comments.
I'll tell you what, man. I think
Even though you're a Democratic supporter, why are you screaming racist comments on a microphone?
I'm not making anything racist. I thought that was the whole idea here.
No, you're wrong. That's the thing. See, it's a misconception. We are
So
not
what's your guys' is like?
because we support Trump, we're racist? No.
But why do I hear that all the time?
You know
Do you
what?
see how many racists are out here? I'm a Latino for Trump, bro. So I'm racist.
that? You just wanted to say it to entice everybody else?
That's exactly what he wanted to do.
Latinos for Trump, a huevo.
Right.
So why are these Latinos
Racist?
supporting a racist, man? I want to know.
It's all
that,
lies. It's all lies, man. It's all lies.
But we want to have a conversation.
Another
to figure out
Chicano
why.
right
So
here.
you
That's
call the
right.
president a
Latinos
racist?
for Trump.
Who did?
What's up, man?
Will treat America.
Knock what nigga out? Knock who out?
We
It's
don't
not worth
want
it. It's not
anyone to
worth it.
come
I don't
in
know how that
control
happened.
with
What happened? All of a sudden you guys were talking
those
and
of
all of a
us
sudden
that
it went
live
crazy.
in keep our home.
That language. I'm gonna show you.
All we ask, knock on the door.
Come on,
Hey, what'd you call me?
What'd
you call me?
It ends now, dude. Hey man, is that
Take me if you want, or just walk away.
You're not shit, bro.
No chest bumping here.
Oh, wow.
We've
been talking all that shit.
Don't do it. Don't do it. You ain't gonna like
I
it.
recommend you guys, if you guys want to just
What's gonna happen?
Just stop.
Your old ass ain't gonna do shit, so I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
It's not worth it, dude.
No, he called me a nigger, bro. I don't like that shit. Come on.
The whole time he doesn't use that
You
word.
didn't call me a... Bro, I'm not talking to you. You called me a
Puerto Rican
nigger.
homeboy. I ain't no racist fool. You trying to imply I'm a racist?
Brandon.
I'm Puerto Rican homeboy.
Brandon.
come together? We are called the melting pot.
I say nigga all that
Amen.
Sorry. I thought you were
We are better when we understand what our quote is. United we stand, divided we fall.
With some nigger shit. Don't come over
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, but you walk from way over there.
Yeah, they were originally in their circle and they came over here.
And no matter what happens, if I raise up and match his energy, I'm gonna be the bad motherfucker out here if I match his energy. I'll wipe this motherfucking beach with him. Man.
Yeah, I think the problem is changes a lot of courses, but
No, well, you don't have to necessarily follow that. What's the difference?
I still hear the amplified
No,
speaker going.
he is, because I
You
told
all
him
want
to talk to
to?
you.
You want us to turn off the microphone? Okay. For what reason?
Yeah, so let's shut
For
this
what
down.
reason?
Let's shut this down. We're going to respect law enforcement.
And I don't believe you have to have one. Has there been a?
Let's stop. Let's stop. Let's shut it down. Okay, Matthew, this is my event. Let's shut it down.
All right.
That's correct.
Okay?
Work with me.
We have to abide by the...
Work with me, man.
Your codes are unconstitutional.
Stop this.
There's been no threats here.
Okay, we're done. We're done
Well,
with this.
do I have to take your chief of police in
No,
the court? Is that what I have to fucking do?
No, hey, what's the language?
Is that what I have to do?
Stop this.
I'll take the chief of police
Matthew,
and the mayor
Matthew,
into court.
no,
Your code is
no.
unconstitutional.
No, Matthew.
There's been no threats of violence here. Okay. Is that what I have to do?
Let's stop. Matthew, let's stop.
Okay.
Let's stop.
Have there been any acts of violence here?
No.
Okay, let's
just get rid of the device. We can continue the rally if we get rid of the.
I was preaching, I was ministering nothing but love and unifying and coming together.
No problem with that. I'm going to respect and abide law enforcement here.
Okay.
Yes. So we need to do this. We need to respect the officers. So now he said that we can continue the rally as long as we cut off the amplifier.
This has been an effective tool in what we're doing.
Let's just abide by this. We'll still go forward. We can still rally.
Just
still
as
speak our
I
voice.
don't have to agree with them, I don't have to agree with you, Steve.
What were the grounds for this?
They started bumping chests over there, and
over there, far away from the speaker. That had nothing to do with
this gentleman is part of our rally here. This gentleman's part of our rally.
I'm independent media, so I don't want y'all to be included in what I'm doing.
Yes.
I'm independent media. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
He's invited here to rally.
That was separate. He did.
That's all I wanted. Yeah. All right, you guys heard it right. He's saying that I wanted on the record that truth made simple is not pushing value. That's all. And thank you for saying that.
And to be honest, there's people that have opinions on the other side of the spectrum. Okay, and if you guys are coming out here, obviously you're asking people what their opinions are. Good intentions. Okay, I see it. Some people have.
It's a very sensitive topic, sir. Everyone has their own beliefs, right? You got a microphone in someone's face, don't tell them, what's your beliefs, and you have your reasons. It's gonna obviously incite an argument. And some people can't handle arguments very well. And then that's why you have, fist fights coming after that. So just keep that in mind, consideration. You're gonna get some.
We'll be here. Okay, obviously we're here to keep the peace and make sure that no one's pushing or hurting anyone else.
And if y'all, and with myself, I've been actually speaking on the behalf of law enforcement officers. That's what I said.
I did hear that. We appreciate that. Respect. We're just telling you our 2 cents on what we know based on our experiences. It's a sensitive topic.
Will I get arrested?
Right.
Just
keep that.
And thank you for what you do. And I was one on this side that was trying to calm down.
No. So I'm now going independent from the group. This man made a deal with the cops, as did the previous co-organizer who made a deal with the cops, scared, trembled in his boots, requiring us to get a permit to do free speech protected activity. It's an abridgment of our constitutional rights. So you, Steve, you turn off your machine. I'm not going to turn mine off. And I'm hopefully, do the people here stand with me, yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay, we're doing a peaceful rally. There's under no grounds why law enforcement should stop this activity. They're claiming I have to get a permit. I'm not exceeding the noise decibels. I've made no threats of violence. I have not blocked any passageways. We've all come here in a peaceable spirit. There seems to be disagreement here. They're mad at me because I threatened the chief of police to get a restraining order against them on Wednesday. And if they did not agree to let us do this without interference, I would take them into court on Friday. That's what I did, Steve, and that's what I'll have to do again. Just so we're going to come out here and sing and dance. You made that deal, I didn't. I'm coming here as an independent. I'm sorry to disagree with you. Same way I disagree with them, I'm disagreeing with you. So you can blame me. I'm sorry, buddy. These people said they stand by me here. I'm here for the people and for our Savior.
That's fine.
Very good. So you can say that darn Matthew won't comply.
Not at all. I love you, brother.
All right, very good. I love you too.
Yes.
So I've made myself point clear. We all come to those points where we have to. Knowing your rights is one thing. Knowing how to assert your rights is another.
Trying to bring people together. This is what
I understand that.
That's all.
He needs to have a permit for that.
Come sing with us.
However, he doesn't want to get it. He doesn't want to talk to me about it. He doesn't want to stop me.
I can't hear you.
So, well, okay. Well, that's what I'm saying. So let's avoid that. Let's maybe talk with.
Turn it off.
Yes, he already gave him an order already. It's
okay. But what about a loudspeaker? Is that the same?
Did you say the trunks keep marching on?
You can't have it. And when this initially came out, we talked about this.
Exactly.
And we were going to give each other working room money.
Sure. No, and I appreciate
I'll give him
it.
working room. I said, we'll see how it goes.
Exactly.
And then when I told him, quit it, because this other guy who said he was with your group was getting into another guy's face out there.
Yeah, I don't know
then
what
it
that
progressed,
was.
quickly progressed. See, I'm trying to keep
Exactly. We need to keep the peace, and we don't need.
Absolutely. And I can assure you
Let's gather in the circle.
this man
all he wants is trust me, even though when I get frustrated.
I've already told him what I needed him to do.
You are my sunshine. Let's
Yeah.
come
Told
back
him
in
what
the
I needed
circle.
him to do. Unless you want to go tell him and get him to do what I need him to do,
Yeah.
I'll be happy with that. You should spend more time talking to him and less time talking to me.
I see, therefore, who resists the authorities resists what God has appointed, and those who resist will incur judgment. I mean, this is Romans here. We're talking about the law that God sets down here as far as the governing authorities here. These officers represent the government, and he.
That's what I'm saying. He wants to just unite people.
You know, and
he's not trying to provide.
I understand that.
Guy. He doesn't even know that guy. He has nothing to do with that guy busting up.
I told Matthew from the get-go when we started that the police officer said that we need to shut down the microphone. We need to shut down the microphone. This is.
Saying that's his way of being able to
There is a city ordinance in place where he needed a permit in order to have that amplifier there, but he decided to bring this in because he feels that it is his freedom and his right to have this amplifier item out here in the public, supporting the First Amendment. But on the other side of the
he wanted to shut him down is because of an unrelated thing to him. That's why he doesn't even know what happened. That's why he's feeling frustrated.
He knows what happened. He was over there. He was over there. He knows what happened.
Oh, I didn't know he was. Oh, no, I didn't know he was. I'm not trying to speak to him. All right, let me talk to him first. Let me talk to him first.
Well, you have time to talk to him. You want to spend time talking to him?
Two steps forward. All right, get ready.
This guy's not even why does it come to this, man? I simply tell you to turn off the amplified device, and you want to go blow for blow with it. That's ridiculous. That's absurd. I would rather you continue doing what it is you want to do here today instead of spending time with me. You know what I'm saying?
Is there any compelling reason to stop me? Is there any compelling reason to stop me?
I'm sorry?
You know me. There has to be a compelling reason to stop me. What's the compelling reason to stop me? Have I threatened acts of violence on anyone?
You need a permit.
Okay, the permit's unconstitutional.
You need a permit.
Do you have discretion on this?
Everybody else. Wait a minute. Everybody else needs a permit except for Matthew?
No, because nobody's challenged this law. I've had city codes. If I have to take you guys to court, I'll head your
You can
code
take us
victim.
to court. I'll cite you, and you can take us to court.
Why don't I have
I can cite you. I can cite you, and then you can take us to court.
What is the citation?
I invite you to take us to court, Matthew.
What is the citation?
Okay.
Is it an infraction or a misdemeanor?
It's an infraction. It's just an infraction.
And if you cite me and I continue,
Do you
then
want
what?
to? Do you want to give me your driver's license so I can cite you?
I didn't bring my driver's license. I just brought my credit card in case I get assaulted by any people.
Well, you can provide me with the information that I need.
Yes.
Right? Let's go stand over here so we can do business.
So are you going to cite me?
Matthew, let's stand over here so we can do business.
No, I want you to stay in front of the people. I'm staying right here. I'm going to stay right
Let's
here.
stand over here so we can do business.
Getting arrested?
Let's stand over here so we can do business.
No, I'd like the people to hear this conversation.
Oh, you're being cited.
Okay.
You are being cited. Yes.
Very good.
Okay.
And for a misdemeanor, right? And if I
No,
continue,
it's an infraction.
infraction. Very
It's just a simple infraction.
Okay. And if I
Now, for us to do this, we're going to do it out there.
okay.
So you're going to cite Matt then?
We'd rather not be in that confined environment. You see what I'm saying?
Hold his face. He's stand up there. Stand up there.
Just a little space, guys. Be reasonable.
It's just a standard citation, guys. There ain't much to it.
That's okay.
There is not much to it. Yeah, I got it.
So you realize I will force reamendment of your code.
That's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe it needs to be
That's
done.
fine. And
I think we're taking a step in the right direction.
Are you a watch commander?
I think we're taking a step in the right
Does
direction.
your watch commander know you're doing this? Because
she knows I'm here and I have the authority to do what I need to do.
you know there's civil ramifications for her. You're acting under the color of law. When I've informed you it's an unconstitutional law, there's been no compelling. Is this being filmed, by the way?
Are you familiar with this unconstitutional law?
I am. I've read your code.
Tell me about it.
You're considering
Tell me
this
about
noise.
it. What is the code section that you do know?
You have a special district set
Tell
up.
me,
For,
tell me what this code section is you do know.
Well, I don't know about your code there, but you have a general plan amendment with a special districts for the speech that they want a certain quiet here, and they don't want noise to interrupt the people here. So they've taken all discretion away from law enforcement, that you must cite me.
Oh no, we had plenty of discretion when you got here.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. And
You
so
had-
what is
listen
the
to me.
reason?
Listen to me
I'm
now.
listening.
You had discretion when you got here. Steve told you about that discretion.
Yeah.
I told you
Yeah.
stop the amplified noise.
So I'm asking you.
I said
why
turn
are-
off the amplified device. You would not do so. I said turn
What-
it off. You said I am not going to do
What
it.
are the
and here
grounds?
we are today.
You still haven't given me
Here
the
we are
grounds. You still haven't given me the grounds.
You need a permit for it.
Okay, so I'm violation of the municipal code. Okay. And was there any compelling reason to stop me? Did I threaten anyone? Yes or no?
You don't have to threaten anyone.
Did I?
You just have to be using an amplified device.
Okay, but
without a permit. That's it.
You already showed
That's all it
you
is.
have discretion.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
So you're
That's
are you
all
telling
it
me to
is.
stop now?
There's nothing about you.
What happens if
You
I
did
don't
earlier.
stop?
Oh my God.
What happens if I don't stop?
Do you really want to continue on?
I want to know what the repercussions are if I don't stop.
Okay, let me finish this first.
Very
Let's
good.
cover this.
Then-
Let's cover this bridge first.
Okay. but let's-
After we're done with this, we'll move on to the next step.
Very good. Okay.
One little bit at a time.
Yes, sir.
We don't want to bite off the whole cow to begin with, right?
Okay. Well, I'm just here peaceably celebrating my Lord and all these great people. We're here being peaceable. We've made no threats of violence. We're not disturbed. Has there been a PPA?
Matthew.
Okay.
I need your first, middle, and last name.
Todd Matthew Woods. Todd is the first name.
T-O-D-D?
Yes. Nick, my middle name, I gone for 58 years. Matthew.
T-T-H-E-W?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
And Woods.
Woods?
Yes, sir. W-O-O-D-S.
I need your home address.
10808 Foothill Boulevard. Number 160. Rancho Cucamonga, California.
You get a citation, it's an infraction, he signs it, and then that's it.
And you got a trophy for it.
You can continue to stay out here and talk to all the people you want to. You can continue to do what you want to do. You just have to stop with the amplified device.
And if I don't, well, we'll do this first. We'll talk about that after.
Yes. Exactly.
You got me trained.
What's the zip code out there?
91730.
What's your date of birth, Matthew?
August 1st, 1961.
What's that? I do fist bump.
August 1st?
Yep.
Holy cow. Happy birthday, man.
Don't tell me.
Belated. Yeah.
Oh, I think you're being recorded, so they got your birthday.
You said 61?
Here, this is I kept my credit card on Matthew just to show you.
You said 61?
I told him, Matthew, that you're all about uniting people.
Yeah.
and wanting to
Keep
bring
an eye on all these
together,
other
and
guys.
that,
Keep an eye on all these other
that
guys.
there's no reason to,
There's no
cause
concern.
you any issue. You
Yeah.
had nothing to do with that, what was going on.
No.
I didn't know you saw that. You saw
I
what
kept
was going
inviting
on.
him to come over and speak
Right,
and,
and to
have
try
a discussion.
and have a, yeah. I know. You're
there was a
all
lot-
about bringing people
Thank you.
together.
What's your driver's license number?
C0.
I know all these
I'm going to turn the camera toward me while he says his driver's license number.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
I will return it when he's not doing that.
Going good, and then, that to me is ego. What happened over there, and I kept saying to the guy, I said, you know what, this isn't worth it. This isn't about you guys. This is about all of us being brought together. And then you get egos get involved. So how sad is that? Because now those two guys are totally turned over. We actually had that potentially, considering, looking at what we
I don't know.
I know, you got a couple of different colors
Yeah,
going around.
it used to be red, and now it used to be
What does it say on your
gray.
driver's license?
It says, I forgot. It's not hazel.
So he's getting a citation. If you want to just hold off on for right now, yeah.
Yeah. I say brown.
Okay.
Brown.
Eye color?
Hazel.
How tall are you?
5'11". Used to be 6 foot, but I'm getting shorter now.
How much do you weigh?
170.
He's sitting here sweating, all for the love of America and bringing
Yes.
people together.
Boy.
This is a true patriot here, just like you guys.
Yes, God bless you.
No, absolutely.
This is,
Absolutely.
she can testify. We stood in front of LAPD, downtown LAPD, with 300 people. They had 3,000. We had massive sound systems without a permit on the steps.
Each city has their own set of municipal laws.
And none of them apply it to us when we're doing peaceful free speech activities. You're the first, and I have a citation to prove it.
Yep.
Well, I will force re-amendment of your code, I promise. I'm going to get a restraining order against your chief of police and the mayor on Monday.
Certainly, go ahead and yeah.
I need to know the name of the watch commander on duty. He'll be cited as well. And I can file a civil case against him for deprivation of my rights under the color of law, Title 42, Section 1983.
He's done it many times.
And I tell you right now, your watch commander is going to be pissed off when you didn't call her and let her know this is happening. She's going to be permanently on a civil case system now because of you, Officer McKinsey. Actually, give him a paper. I'm going to write this guy's name down.
Oh, it'll be on your citation. It'll be on your citation.
Yeah. Okay, I want all your guys' numbers. Does anybody have a piece of paper I can write this down? I need a piece of paper. Does anyone have a piece of paper?
I won't give you a dollar bill.
Okay. No, I don't. Yes, absolutely. This is being streamed around the world. You realize that?
He's got about 100. Oh man, is it 100,000 or is it more than that now?
So just because this is streamed around the world, you think I can't do my job?
Well,
is that what you're saying?
You're abusing your discretion. There's no reason to stop me at all.
Okay. I'm abusing my discretion.
Yes, you
by
gave me
citing you.
Yes.
After I told you to turn off the amplified device.
You have no reason to tell me that.
And you refuse not to.
You have no reason.
Because you need a permit to have it.
And you used discretion at the beginning of the rally. What changed? You have not given me a compelling reason.
Because the crowd got excited, and I thought it was fueling the excitement.
Not because of the speaker. That's the reason why.
No, you still need a permit for it. You
Right,
still need a permit for it.
No, you don't.
The fact that was an isolated incident. Well, no. The point is that it was an isolated situation between two people that had egos going on. It had nothing to do with him or the fact that we were having a peaceful rally that was bringing people together. And it's really unfortunate. It's kind of like punishing the whole class when one person did something wrong. And now you've completely stopped this unity, this love fest, and the unity.
The first week of October,
Perpetrated and brought on by Matthew with his music and his songs and his patriotism and his love for America and our president. And that's all we're saying is that you punished all of us. You punished the whole class, so to speak, because one person was not doing the right thing.
Yes.
And
citing you for
that's not
having an
okay.
amplified device without a permit.
Okay.
You have to take care of this before October 23rd. I'm sure you'll be back in the city,
absolutely. I appreciate
back in the country by then.
Yes, sir.
I need your signature there.
I will appear at that time.
You'll get a copy.
Yes. To let you know, hey, Genevieve, my witness, we stood in front of the White House on Pennsylvania Avenue with this system much bigger, thousands of watts.
Yeah,
we had a prayer rally, over 200 people, praying,
no,
singing.
500. There were 500 people.
And guess what the Secret Service
Prayer
told
rending.
me? I asked, I have 2,000 watts here. I said, what's the limit? He says there is no limits. And we were within 500 feet of the front door of the White House.
We were at the gates.
You were at the gates, and they didn't cite us. But here in Newport Beach, on public square property, I'm getting a citation.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're forcing me to get a restraining order against law enforcement. I'll be back. We'll be back here again with a restraining order from not you, but the chief of police and the mayor until they re-amend their code to give the officers discretion to make a determination if we are a danger or a threat. We've blocked
You don't have to be a threat. You're just operating a device without a permit. It has nothing to do with being a threat.
That's an unconstitutional law. You're the only city that has that. And other cities might have it. They don't enforce it. The amplification, they require, it's an abridgment of free speech to require an amplification when doing peaceful.
From the city.
I have to go to the revenue department. About bullhorns. Even that, the bullhorns are prohibited as well. All of you can be cited with bullhorns right now. If you're yes, that's in the same code. No, hey, we didn't. Now, what if I continue? Let's ask them. What if I continue with the amplification? What's the next step?
I take you to jail.
Take me to jail. Well, should I?
And that would be a different charge.
What would be that charge?
That'd be obstruction.
Obstruction, okay. And is that a misdemeanor?
Do you want to be arrested for a misdemeanor?
I'd like to know.
Because you keep asking about these misdemeanors.
Well, I'd like to know what the ramifications are for asserting free speech, my free speech rights under the color of law.
Okay. You can assert all the free speech you want right now without an amplified device.
Okay.
If you want to use an amplified device, I do it all over Southern California. Go get a permit.
Okay, it's an abridgment. I do not step in your jurisdiction. It is an abridgment of my constitutional rights to force me to get an amplification permit from the Revenue Department. That's assuming I'm a commercial enterprise. I'm not a commercial enterprise. We're doing peaceful free speech activities. The people are coming together. We're singing together. We have a joyous heart. You saw that.
You can take it, Matthew. You can take it up with the courts.
Okay.
I'm not stopping you from taking it up to the courts.
Okay. Well,
you debating me is not going to stop this.
I promise.
This is done.
Your watch commander, watch sergeant, watch lieutenant, and the captain are going to be pissed off when they get named in a civil lawsuit because of you.
That's what we're here for.
Thank you very much. Well, I hope not. You're here to serve. Wait.
That's what we're here for.
The last question I'll ask
you. We get subpoenaed. That's what we're here for.
The last question I'll ask you is, who do you serve?
Excuse me?
Who do you serve? Who do you serve? Who do you serve? Wrong answer. You're supposed to answer. I serve the people. I serve the people. Yes, you are. You took an oath. You took an oath to serve the people, not the government.
You're trying to tell me how I can answer a question?
I sure am.
You can't tell anybody how they are supposed to answer any question.
Who do you serve? You serve the government before you serve the people?
That makes sense.
You're
supposed to answer this way?
Matthew, thank you, God. Thank you. He just lost a multi-million-dollar lawsuit by saying he represents the government over the people who are doing peaceful free speech activities. Thank you very much, Officer McKenzie. Okay, you're supposed to serve the people. Ask your watch commander. He's going to be shocked when you did. He's going to be shocked. Okay, thank you very much.
How much is the citation? Good.
I don't know. Okay. Well,
I know you're not intending to actually pay it, but can you tell me like what was the charge and how much is he expecting you to pay?
I don't see a price on. Do they put prices on citations? They
usually on a civil citation.
It could be just a verbal citation, just doing it now, but actually.
I don't think there's a price on there.
It doesn't have a number.
I don't see a price.
You can go and ask him. Let's go back.
Well, you go. Okay. There is a code that says all amplification must get a permit. All. Okay. That presupposes that everybody's going to have a giant sound system. Now, when a little guitar player comes out there and has a little amplification, he's not disturbing the pace, he's not obstructing traffic, he's not inciting violence. Those are the three standards. And the only way they could really stop it is if somebody issues a PPA, a private person's arrest. And then they have authority to arrest you. And those three, and normally all codes give a provision that law enforcement have discretion. They have a choice to decide if there's a compelling reason to stop somebody. And they have to use that discretion when there's free speech activities like we're doing here. It's called discretion. This code is very malicious because it takes all discretion away from law enforcement. It says all amplification must be stopped. Theoretically, your cell phones are amplified devices. A car passing by has an amplified device. Your laptops have amplified device. That code would allow you to take your phones away, your laptops away. If you have a little baby boombox, that can be taken away too. And this code doesn't give the officer discretion, on-site discretion. Now he claims that we were inciting something here, where we're getting things going, but there was no acts of violence, there was no threats of violence. This is an overreach. I love law enforcement, and the first thing we did was we thanked the boys of blue in this rally. But they have discretion, they have powers to decide for the common good, the public good. And lastly, that question I asked him, that's a substantial question. When his watch commander finds out, he said, I serve the city of Newport Beach. That's the worst answer. He's a servant of the government. In his oath, it says he serves the people.
The people, that's right.
And like I said, I love law enforcement until they overstep or they're not educated. Most officers don't know these fine points of the law, but that's when they have watch commanders, watch sergeants. They're on duty right now. There's field supervisors. I asked for them to come. He would not come. He should have come. And this is a serious enough situation where he should have come. And he didn't come. He didn't ask that. And many times, I'm a classical pianist, and I play at the Market Square. When I explain this to officers, usually they call the field supervisor, and he even comes down and looks and says, I don't see a compelling reason to stop this guy. And he lets me play. One time in Torrance, the officer put me in cuffs, threatened me with trespass if I didn't go immediate rest. I said to that officer, I'll be back in 1 hour and you will apologize to me. I walked to the chief of police, I explained what happened. He says, how come you didn't call me? I said, I asked the officer 3 times, and he wouldn't give me his badge number. He said, just a minute, please. He called the officers in, who didn't know the law that well until that point. They apologized to me, and he asked me, Mr. Woods, what do you want to do now? I said, I have 10 minutes till my hour is up. I want to go back, and I don't want any more interference from law enforcement. He says, granted. I went back. The security guard, who had a hair up his ass against me, he saw me. He gets on that phone. You're out of here. What? They told him no, they ain't coming. Law enforcement said no, they're not going to issue a PPA against me. You're not going to stop my free speech activities. So I had to take that action. I had to be courageous enough to take that action to say, no, you know, knowing your rights is one thing, but knowing how to assert them, generally with one word, no, I'm not going to go. No, it's 5 words, but I say no. When they had surprised, I said no. Now I'm tempted. I really don't want to get arrested, and I have before for something stupid like this. And I've won my case. I won every one. But I had one watch commander fired in a courthouse. I had a watch commander fired. He was forced in early retirement because he issued an illegal arrest warrant against me, and I won. I had to train the public defender how to defend me, and it won. But now I have no choice. I'm going to get a restraining order against the chief of police, against the mayor, and against the sheriff of the county of Orange. I have no choice now to restrain, and we'll come back here and do the same thing we're doing now.
What do you think of him saying that he would arrest you that he would arrest as opposed to cite for obstruction?
I've never heard that one before. Could somebody grab that? Thank you. I would be shocked. And you know what? I don't think any court would uphold it if when you're doing peaceful free speech protected activities. I don't think any court would uphold that. I've won all my cases so far, every single one. I think this is enough. This is enough to get the restraining order, and you know what? So when you look at the court dockets of the county of San Bernardino, county of Orange, you will see him, Mr. McKenzie. You will see his watch commanders on duty, and you will see the chief of police of Newport Beach, and you will see the mayor of Newport Beach. I will force them to re-amend their code. And you will see, who else? Oh, the sheriff of the county of Orange will be named in a court file, and it will be with them for the rest of their life. That's what he just did. And I hate doing it. It's very time consuming. I got like better stuff to do. But you know, it's worth it to see all the people here. Right. For him to say he's a servant of the government before he's a servant of the people, he had no clue. And whenever I interact, I usually ask that question first. And if they don't know, they don't have a clue, then I ask for the watch commander, and the watch commander is forced to come down. And he'll explain to him, you must always answer, he serves the people first and foremost. So that's what needs to happen. I did at the end. I really should have done it at the first. You know, when they first came into the rally, they approached me. I should have asked them then. And I tell you all, always ask law enforcement who do they serve first. And if they don't answer properly, stating they serve the people, they serve you, and that you're on the equal balance between yourself and, in my case, a corporation or the government, and this is the government, then you can ask for the watch commander. You say, you assert your Fifth Amendment rights. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I want to speak to your watch commander. He has to cease all talking with you, and they have to bring down a field supervisor. So I help many people do this, encouraging them. Like I said, knowing your rights is one thing, and where they come from, the creator, but knowing how to assert them. Having the courage. Knowing your rights means nothing, and you have the courage to properly assert them.
Well, we had a little skirmish out to the side where we had 2 individuals that started bumping chests that had opposing views on President Trump and whatnot. And law enforcement saw that this could have developed into something that was going to be bigger than what it wasn't. So one of the deals that we had with them, it was going to be discretionary for us to use the loudspeaker, and law enforcement felt that the loudspeaker was inflammatory towards that situation and towards everything else. So he wanted to shut it off, and we gave him his word that I gave him the officers the word, since I'm running the rally, that I would shut it down. Correct. As the organizer, I definitely don't want this to end up with anybody getting hurt. They were using their discretion, and they determined, okay, we've had enough of the loudspeaker, as it was causing inflammation in talking over what the opposition was wanting to say when they were saying. So I will back law enforcement 110%. I look at it as something that's very biblical. I actually have a verse here that I really hang on to and I follow. And it says here that therefore whoever resists the authorities resists what God has appointed, and those who resist will incur judgment. For rulers are not a terror to good conduct, but to bad. Would you have no fear of one who is an authority? Then do what is good, and you will receive his approval, for he is God's servant for your good.
To put that in plain English, it's basically subservience to the state, subservience to God, essentially.
God has his law in order to have freedom and establishment as we have it. Those laws are put into place so we do not turn into anarchy or become aggressive towards the establishment that we have here as a republic. Any breakdown of that law, it turns into anarchy, and this is why we have such huge divisions amongst even conservatives, where we have libertarians versus the Republicans and whatnot. And I will always back our boys in blue because they're out there to protect the public and protect our lives, and they have laws in place for a reason. So we do need to support and enforce and stand for what the law is, because God is behind the law. We put our hands on the Bible as law enforcement has that oath that they take, just as me when I joined the military, when I said my oath to God on that I would defend our country both against foreign and domestic enemies, so help me God. They put their hand on a Bible and raise their hand and take an oath to protect that law and to protect our establishment and to protect our freedom.
Well, I think that's probably a good note to end the live stream on. But I had there's one commenter who was asking. I know that he's currently in a conversation. But what's the name of the pastor who spoke earlier?
Oh my goodness, I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
I don't know off the top of my.
I wanted to make sure I answered that for them, and I'm not sure.
Yes. He's a wonderful guy. I love his enthusiasm and his passion for the Lord. Matthew as well. He loves our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ as well. He takes a different approach, and that's what makes America unique, and why all of us can embrace our ideas and our idealistic views on what we interpret and how we interpret the law. But the officers are sworn to that, and this is why, under God, we also they're held accountable to upholding the law, just as we are in obeying the law.
To Marla, who's the commenter who asked his name, I'll see if I can find out and comment after I read that.
Yes, sir.
Do you have if you want to just say, I guess I'll give you the last word. Overall, was the day positive? Are you happy with how this turned out?
Oh, absolutely. I just loved how we all got together here today, and not only in worshiping God in Christ, but also lifting up our president and what our establishment, what our founding fathers had brought here with the Constitution, and as well as the bylaws and laws that we obey, as well as that we can all come together as a group and have the same ideals in supporting our president, supporting our nation, and supporting this republic that we live in.